These are the Sony lenses that I can't live without. The two Sony cameras that I own are the Sony ZV-E1 plus the Sony A7C2. Let's talk about the lenses that I have for them and why I chose these specific ones. The first one being the Sony G15mm lens 1.4 aperture. You guys, this particular lens is wonderful for vlogging. Super duper lightweight, which is great for handheld footage, so I highly recommend this one. The next lens I use is a super wide angle lens. This is the 14mm 1.8 G Master lens, and you guys, I know you're probably gonna ask like, Amber, you have a 15mm. Why on earth would you need a 14mm? Well, to answer that question for you, this lens is made specifically for a full frame camera, as where the 15mm is not, that I have. And that means on the 15mm, it kind of crops it down a little bit, as opposed to this one, it is made for my full frame cameras that I have. If you have something like the Sony ZV-10, which is not a full frame camera, you can definitely get away with that 15mm. But if you have a full frame Sony camera and you need a super duper, and I mean super duper wide shot, honey, you definitely need to look into grabbing this particular lens. So, the next lens, which I believe is one of the holy grails of Sony's full frame G Master lenses, is the 35mm 1.4 aperture lens. Y'all, this is the lens that you want to grab if you got to go take photos. It is absolutely amazing. And if you listen to a lot of content creators, they all mention this particular lens is in their kit. I know a lot of y'all are probably like, well, girl, why don't you just get the 24-70? Listen, I know she exists, but that's a long lens to be putting on my camera. So yeah. But yeah, guys, these are my favorite lenses that I like to use on my Sony cameras. I know somebody is going to ask about what I'm currently shooting on and what lens this is. I'm currently shooting on a Canon R6 Mark II with a 30mm Sigma lens. Of course, you can always comment below and I'll send these direct links to your inbox. All right, my loves, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.